Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. The functions f and g are defined by f of x equals to x square positive 2 and g of x equals to 4x negative 3. If a is greater than 0, for what values of a does g of f of a equal to 41? Okay, now let me consider this particular stuff, that is g of f of a equals to 41. Okay, now in this equation, I have to solve for a. Okay, for that, we need the stuff that is equal to f of a. To get the stuff which is equal to f of a, what I have to do is I have to consider the function f of x, that is f of x equals to x square positive 2. To get the stuff that is equal to f of a, what I have to do is I have to plug in a for x over here. When I plug in a for x over here, on the right side also I have to plug in a for x over here, then I'm getting f of a equals to a square positive 2. Okay, now I got the stuff that is equal to f of a, that is a square positive 2. Now I can plug in a square positive 2 for f of a over here, then I'm getting g of a square positive 2 equals to 41. Already we know that g of x equals to 4x negative 3. If I want to get the stuff that is equal to g of a square positive 2, I have to plug in this a square positive 2 for x over here. So when I do so, on the right side also I have to plug in a square positive 2 for x over here. Then I'm getting 4 times a square positive 2 negative 3 equals to 41. So this is the stuff equal to g of a square positive 2. Okay, now we have to solve for a in this equation. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute this 4 to a square and positive 2. Then I'm getting 4a square positive 8 negative 3 equals to 41. Okay, now 4a square, when I combine positive 8 and negative 3, I'm getting positive 5 equals to 41. Okay, now let me subtract 5 from both sides. When I subtract 5 from both sides, a positive 5, negative 5 will cancel out. 4a square equals to 41, negative 5 will become 36. Okay, let me continue over here. That is 4a square equals to 36. Okay, now let me divide both sides by 4. This 4 will cancel out. A square equals to 36 divided by 4 is 9. Okay, so to solve for a, I have to get out the square over here. So to get out the square, I have to take square root on both sides. Whenever I take square root on both sides of an equation, for one of the square roots, I have to consider positive or negative sign. Usually we consider positive or negative sign for the square root which contains number inside. So this square root contains number inside, that is 9. We can consider positive or negative sign for this square root. And here on the left side, the square root and square root cancel out. A equals to positive or negative. The evaluation of square root of 9 is 3. I got two values for a. A is equal to 3 and other one is a equals to negative 3. That is here we have positive or negative 3. So we can write positive 3 and negative 3 for a. Okay, so here in the question there is an instruction, that is a is greater than 0, that is a has to be positive. Since a has to be positive, we can consider only this particular value of a, we can reject this one. Therefore the value of a is 3.